We started Gettysburg at the museum, where we got to watch the New Birth of Freedom video narrated by Morgan Freeman, and then see an incredible cyclorama, which was a 360-degree painting that was made back before cinema that depicted Pickett's charge. And it's been masterfully restored, including elements in the foreground to make it seem like you're really there. And this is the Eternal Light Peace Memorial. It's burning up there, dedicated by Franklin Delano Roosevelt on the 75th anniversary of Gettysburg, and it's made out of limestone from Alabama, set on a foundation of granite from Maine to symbolize the enduring Union after the Civil War. Continuing the auto tour, we saw this in the distance, and Gloria said, "Whoa, what is that?" And a little voice from the back seat, Thomas, said, "That's the Pennsylvania Monument. You have to putt through it on the mini golf course at the KOA." So we all learn things different ways. And in addition to listing all 35,000 men from Pennsylvania who fought in the Civil War, this monument lets you go up to the top, where they have great arrows to point out all the battlefield sites. And it includes a dedication by the veterans to the women in the war as well. And after 2 hours of artillery barrage, General Lee ordered forward troops from that point over there. Longstreet and Pickett's men charged across this open ground and made it as far as the angle and broke through the lines onto Cemetery Hill towards that copse of trees, and that was the high water mark before they were repulsed and the Battle of Gettysburg was over. And of the 12,000 men who charged across this field, at least half of them never fought again. And we closed our visit to Gettysburg by visiting the Civil War Tales Diorama Museum, where all of the dioramas are made with cats. And they depict various battles from the Civil War, including the Virginia and the Monitor, as well as Fort Sumter and Little Round Top. And Joey did get to go shopping, and he picked up some Civil War bullets. Well, I made it to Maryland, and I picked up what could be our new front panel. The length and height look good. The lip looks good, though I haven't really staged it on yet. The cutouts for the bars are not quite in the right spot. It's for a different model that has a carrying box in front, so I'll need to cut those out differently. I'll need to figure out how to get rivets out of that and how to put rivets into this. But I ordered a tool that came to our friend's house, so we're gonna give it a shot. All right, I got the panel off. The lights were riveted on to the sides, and I don't have any lights on the new one, so I'm gonna need to drill some holes. Use this maybe as a stencil. See if I can get the other one set to mount. The drilling out for the lights went all right, but the rivets that I had were too short for the plastic, so I had to make a run to the hardware store. Got some bolts and nuts and some deeper rivets, and by 9 o'clock that night we had the whole thing in place, and the next morning as the rain came down, the camper was dry. And on September 11th, kind of a drizzly day, we got to go to Fort McHenry, where there were people in costume talking about the Battle of Baltimore, which is the battle where the Star-Spangled Banner was written by Francis Scott Keyes as a poem, later becoming the national anthem. And we got to actually see the bombs that were bursting in air, that the British ships were shooting from 2 miles out, trying to time them so they exploded over the fort throughout the night bombardment. And we saw the archaeological dig space where they found the cross pieces from which the flag actually flew. And then the kids got to experience mass transit as we headed downtown to Baltimore to the harbor, where it was Fleet Week, and we got to see the USS Constellation, sister ship of the Constitution, as well as a submarine and some other boats, before going to the National Aquarium, which had something for everyone. No penguins, but we were entertained by the antics of a particular puffin while all of the others sat placidly on shore. I was really impressed with the Amazon display. Just some of the animals that live there are so enormous. Joey was particularly entertained by the sawfish, which he followed around and around the aquarium. It was in with the sharks, though I guess it's a ray. And Jenny, of course, enjoyed the antics of the dolphins. We also got to see the World Trade Center in Baltimore, which has a memorial to the September 11th victims. And on September 11th, the shadow of the building crosses over the notches in the timeline at the appropriate times.